Hey, this is Rachel Friedman, and you are listening to the Wellness Boss Podcast, episode number 35. Stop trading hours for dollars. I am so excited to share this episode with you. This is coming to you from my live training back in December when I held a class inside my private group. And now I'm making it public for all of you. I hope you enjoy this masterclass. Take from it lessons and tools and wisdom that will help you as a coach, as an entrepreneur, and get you started if you've been holding yourself back. So get ready, grab your notebook, take a seat, and let's dive right in. Hey, this is Rachel Friedman, and you are listening to The Wellness Boss. To really compete in the wellness industry, you have to have a fully integrated business. That's why each week I will be answering your questions, sharing my stories, giving you tips and advice on how to create a business you love and that makes money. Let's get started. I'm so excited to be with you all today. I'm super excited you're here. Today, our training, our masterclass is Stop Trading Hours for Dollars. Yes. So we are going to be talking about how you can get your coaching business up and going. That's why we're here. And I'm super excited. So I am in Atlanta, Georgia. I have been coaching for many years now. And for those of you who don't know, I've been an entrepreneur for the last 20 years and really believe that coaching is the best. So fun. All right. So today you're going to discover if this is for you, right? And my goal is to help you get started and see the tools and skills you already have. And I want to help you also see that if there's more you need to add or more you even just want to add, so you can feel confident in your abilities and get your business started and become that sought after expert. So people are reaching out to you, wanting to work with you. Sound amazing, right? Where people are coming to you and you're not having to really go after them. So why is this important? So it's important that you have unwavering confidence, because think about it. If you want your clients to have an unwavering belief in you, then it all starts with you. And I want to help you create that unwavering belief in yourself, your tools, your skills, so that when people come to you, they are so inspired by your energy and your confidence that it's like a no-brainer. And of course, they will want to work with you. And that's what makes you start to become that sought after coach. Instead of you seeking them, like I mentioned before, you're being sought after. And I'm going to walk you through that today. So I want you right now just to close your eyes and imagine that you feel so confident in your skills, your tools, and your ability to help someone. You're going to be able to help them get whatever result it is they want in their life. I want you to tap into how does that feel in your body? Because everything lives in our bodies. Because of this confidence, now you have potential clients reaching out to you. And then when you tell them your price, they're like, yeah, of course, no brainer. You don't have to convince them or do any of that real salesy stuff, right? They're just like super ready, and they'll even hand you their card and ready to sign up. How would that feel for you? Can you imagine that? For me, it feels calming and exciting at the same time. It's like the perfect blend. And that's what's possible for you too. That's what I want you to know. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to get started. And so what we're going to go over today is we're going to go over the two tools that you can use to help your clients and help you tap into what you already have in your toolbox. Okay. We're going to talk about the anatomy of a coaching session. Now, this is just my intellectual property, guys. It's not something that someone gave me. It's something I came up with from years of coaching. And then we're going to talk about the most important step, which is actually a two-part step that is going to help get clients reaching out to you. So after today, you're going to walk away with some really amazing tools, some first steps. But honestly, this is only the tip of the iceberg. No way possible I could cover it all in just the time we have today. It's impossible. So if you want the whole enchilada, then stick around to the end and I'll share with you how you can get access to all of that. Okay, now you might be wondering, why am I dressed like this? Okay, maybe you've seen the show, the Emmy-winning show, Schitt's Creek. I loved it. It's seriously one of my favorite shows. And right now I am portraying the female protagonist, Moira Rose. So through the show, the family learns it's really not about your riches. It's not really about what other people think that makes you successful, but it's really about the belief you create in yourself that makes you truly thrive and be successful. Now, of course, money is helpful. And in life, let's be honest, we need it. And I know you're all here because you want to make money. And it's amazing. Money's great. It helps us. But what I want you to know is that in order to create money, it starts with you. Okay. So the Roses in the story lose everything, right? They're billionaires and they lose everything. But what happens along the journey is they tap into the greatest gift of all, and that's love and connection, which enables them to become the people they were always meant to be. And in the end, what happens is they actually really experience what true success can look and feel like. Again, it's not actually about how other people see your value. It's about how you see your value. If you don't buy in, why should anyone else? So it always comes back, my friends, to your belief. When you show up in unwavering belief in your value, you will see the exchange in that value, my friends, in the 3D world as money. So I want to check in with you guys right now. I want you to ask yourself, what thoughts and stories do you tell about yourself, right? What do you say about yourself in your ability to be successful? Because this will either get you creating what you want or it's going to hold you back. Now, we all tend to go through different phases in life and in business, and I want to help you see where you are right now. Typically, I see people fall into one of four categories. And I decided today, in the theme of Schitt's Creek and Moira Rose, to base them on her character. So we've got Moira hiding in the closet, Moira wearing one of her wigs, which you can see I have on and they're hanging behind me, Moira getting autographs, and then Moira landing that multi-million-dollar deal. So let me take you through these phases and you can see where you fall. So phase one is Moira hiding in the closet. So in the show, the Roses have lost all their money and they're living in a motel. And Moira is feeling really, really desperate to get her jobs back. She was a movie actress. She was a soap actress. And she does all these awful, awful commercials, all these things that she's trying to do to just make some money. And they all fizzle out and fall flat. In one of the episodes, we find her hiding in the closet. Now, how does this reflect in real life for you? So for you, what it might look like is that you love wellness. Maybe you love yoga. Maybe you love helping your friends out, right? And you love healing. You love all the things about it. You've learned about it. Maybe you've even studied it, but you're just not really sure how you can make it into a business. Maybe you so badly want to leave your 9-to-5 job so you can pursue this career, but you're terrified. Or maybe you left that 9-to-5 job and now you're freaking the fuck out, pardon my French, that if you don't get this business up and running, right? If you don't figure this out, you're going to end up back in that 9-to-5 job that you really were kind of burnt out and tired from. But really you're lacking confidence in yourself in this phase. And whenever you think about taking that first step, you find all the reasons why it won't work. And just like Moira, it's like you're putting yourself in the closet. If this is resonating, if you're like, oh my God, this is me, drop a 1 in the comments because I've been there. I've been in the closet and my heart right here I want you to know I see you and no judgment. I think so many of us have been in this phase. Okay. And we're going to move on to stage 2. This is Moira with all of her wigs. Now, you can see behind me all the wigs. You can see this beautiful pink wig I have on today. In the show, we find out that she wears the wigs because she isn't comfortable with herself and who she is. So she's always trying to be someone else. She is so full of self-doubt. So what does this look like in real life? Maybe you are teaching, right? Teaching yoga, or maybe you have been instructing people in fitness, or you're an energy healer. I have people that have often gone through this program who are stay-at-home moms, right? And you love helping people, but you aren't sure right now, like you're questioning yourself. You're like, do I know enough to really be able to help someone, right? So what happens is you are constantly trying on like different wigs, just like Moira, you're trying on different roles and you're thinking about it, right? You're not hiding in the closet anymore. You're really contemplating it. You're really wanting to step forward, but you really haven't stepped into who you really are. You feel like you're kind of wearing a little bit of a mask. Maybe you're at this phase too, where you think, God, my life isn't together enough yet. You might be thinking, will people really take me seriously, right? Will they pay me for this? Do people really make money doing this? You might be thinking. And due to all this lack of confidence right now you're having in yourself, your capabilities, your skills, your tools, all that, there's so much self-doubt. And like Moira, that self-doubt shows, right? And it, for her, shows by putting on these different wigs. And for you, it's showing up just in your energy. If stage 2, Moira wearing all the wigs is like, oh my God, that's me. Drop me a 2 in the comments, as I've been in this phase too. Actually, I've been through all these phases, my friends, and no judgment. Okay. So let's move on to stage 3. Stage 3, Moira getting the autographs. Now, this is super fun. So in the show, she attends a soap opera convention. And at this convention, she's actually getting paid to do this. And a line forms for her. And this is the first time where we see that she's beginning to rebuild her confidence. And Moira is able to see that she's able to maybe be able to contribute and help her family. And it's really awesome to watch this shift. For you, what this might look like in real life is, helping people is your dharma, like it's your calling. And you've even helped people. Maybe you've helped friends. Maybe you've offered up some coaching free for people. And you know that there's a way that you could leverage your skills and tools to reach more people and have an even bigger impact. You're trying to decide, do I need another program? Do I need a certification? Do I need more tools, more skills? There's a little bit of a wobble still in your confidence, but you're really at that place where you're like, I know I can do this. You might be feeling a little nervous too about the whole business side of things. You're not really maybe quite sure how that's going to all pan out. But really in this phase, you're getting yourself started. Maybe you've even started to market yourself as a coach. Maybe you're marketing yourself as a healer. Maybe, like I said, you've had a few clients, but you're really ready to have a full calendar, right? To wake up every day and just know that like you're going to have several calls and be doing what you love and really be making the money that enables you, right, to really have the life you love. Okay. So if you're number 3, if you are Moira getting the autographs, this is such a fun stage to be in. Drop me a 3, as I totally want to see you. I want to recognize you. It's awesome. I lived in this stage, honestly, for a fairly long time. It's not a bad place to be, but what I want you to understand and know is that there's actually stage 4, right? Which is just even more incredible. And it is, so exhilarating. Yes, Gina, stage 3. I lived in stage 3 for a while, just to let you know. So Clarissa, stage 3. Yeah, stage 3 it's not a bad place, right? None of these are bad places, right? But I just want you all to know that there's so much more than just stage 3. And for a while, I thought that's kind of where it was all going to end. So let's move on to stage 4. Stage 4, Moira lands the multi-million-dollar deal. So in this part of the show, Moira is asked to bend to the demands of this producer. And in her former life, she probably would have done this, like when she was in stage 3. But now, because she's really taken off all the wigs and she's feeling authentic and so confident in herself and her abilities and, what she's capable of creating, she stands up for herself. She puts her foot down and asks for what she wants. And the best part is she ends up with an even better role. So how does this show up in real life? You've put yourself through a program or a course that now has given you all the tools you could have ever needed. And because of the practice and the feedback you received, you have unshakable confidence in yourself and your tools. You also feel certain that you could help your people get results. This is the biggest wobble that I see between stage 3 and stage 4. And it is what I call a wobble because it's not like a huge gap. You can easily move from 3 to 4. And because you are radiating so much confidence, people are coming out of the woodwork. They're just asking you for help. And you start to become that sought after expert, that sought after healer, that sought after coach. I want to know, does this sound like something you want? I know it's what I wanted. So this is exactly what happens for so many people after they go through the work we're going to tap into today, right? And especially after they dive deep into the certification, to the Dharma certification. And I want you to know it's 100% available and possible for everyone and anyone. So I've created a very simple methodology that helps you get there. And today we're going to just tap into it, right? This is just the tip of the iceberg. And it's just a small piece of to give you an idea of what else is out there, right? And what else you could even get from the Dharma certification. So let me tell you first just a little bit about the methodology before we dive in. So there's a toolbox and it's grounded in body somatic therapy. If you're not familiar with body somatic therapy, it is a form, an off-brand of psychotherapy that I have studied. Oh, I didn't mention anything about myself before we started. So anyone who's new, let me just rewind for a second. So I am, LCSW, licensed clinical social worker, have not practiced that for many, many years, but was a practicing therapist, turned yoga teacher, turned studio owner for a decade, yoga studio owner, absolutely loved the practice, changed my life, and then stumbled into coaching. And so what this methodology consists of, that toolbox consists of areas from each of these areas, right? So there's a little bit of somatic therapy. You learn how to use those tools, the thought work, and then of course the soul work. It's very holistic in nature. So the other concepts in the methodology are skill mastery. So it's one of the only programs that I know out there where you get live coaching, practice, and in-time feedback in the moment. A lot of programs have you send videos in and then they give you feedback from those videos. That's great. It's helpful. It's not nearly, I've done several programs. It's not nearly as helpful as when you get that feedback right there that you get to be able to implement right away. Also, super cool. We go through all the frameworks you will ever need in your coaching business, from consult to re-up. Okay. Today, I'm going to give you the anatomy of just a basic session. And then of course, the business blueprint, which is also missing in a lot of programs I've seen is, okay, now I've got these tools, but now what do I do? All right. So I'm going to tap into a little bit of all that methodology today. So remember though, to get started, it starts with you. It's believing this is possible for you. I just want to point something out. There's a false belief that's out there in the world that what we have inspires what we do and who we are. And it doesn't actually work that way. So let me give you an example. because this is something that I hear from people, is when I have enough time, I'll take that course and that will help me be successful. But it actually goes the other way. What would a successful person believe? What would their thoughts be? What would they do now? Your belief creates your vibe. And that vibe comes from your thoughts and feelings, which drives your actions, what you do and what you don't do, which always will create your results. So people come to me all the time, they want to know the how, but it starts with who you are being. Who are you showing up as? You are a human being, not a human how. Okay, so look, you don't have to have full belief right now, but you need to at least be moving in that direction, my friends. I want you to grab your playbook. I'm going to take you through it and I'll talk you through it. And we're going to go through some of the exercises so that you can get started with your business. All right. The very first thing I want us to tap into are 2 tools in your toolbox. Most of you probably have so many more than maybe you're even giving yourself credit for. But here are two tools. God, that's really hard to say. I probably should have said 3 that can change someone's life. Okay. One is having a disciplined routine. So in yoga, we talk about going to your mat every day, right? Having a meditation practice, a movement practice, right? And that is the disciplined routine. But I want you to see that in coaching, it could be similar, but you might have someone that comes to you that isn't a yogi, right? Maybe they don't have a yoga practice. So what you can do is instead is phrase it as setting your non-negotiables. Now, setting your non-negotiables is, for me, picking 2-3 things that you're going to do every single day, no matter what. Now, here's why this is so important and why it changes someone's life. It's not because the non-negotiables they pick, which you might be thinking, oh yeah, of course, if they meditate every day, of course they're going to be calmer, which yes, I do believe that. But what happens is when someone sets a non-negotiable, they tell themselves, I'm going to do this, and they follow through. What happens is they learn to have their own back. When you learn to have your own back, you build self-trust. There is nothing as valuable as self-trust. Because when you trust yourself, then you begin to open yourself up to be able to trust others. Okay. So one tool is helping people set their non-negotiables. I always recommend that you are your first client. So before you take any tool and you teach it to someone else, or guide someone else with it, it's essential, guys. It really is that you practice this on yourself. So I want to ask you right now, do you already have non-negotiables in your life? And if so, what are they? So let me give you an example of some of my non-negotiables. For example, my 3 non-negotiables are meditate every day. I started meditating 10 years ago, and it has drastically changed my nervous system over the years. It's really had a huge impact on my life in so many ways. I can't even go into it right now because it would take the entire rest of the time we have. Okay. My second non-negotiable is I self-coach. So I have a routine I take myself through, a really great morning ritual of questions I ask myself, things I do like holding my hand on my heart, tapping in to places that need maybe a little extra love and compassion. But this self-coaching routine really helps me stay grounded. And it really still helps me practice the tools that I help my clients with often. Okay, so those are 2 of my non-negotiables. My third non-negotiable is reading, because to me, it's really important that I'm always filling my brain with more value, with more knowledge, right? It's how we evolve. It's how we expand. So I'm curious, anybody's willing to share, what are your non-negotiables, or what do you want them to be? And then know, as you practice this, right, you're going to probably F up at first. You might totally flop. You might forget. The real coaching happens on the call with your client and with yourself when you don't beat yourself up, or when you ask your client really great questions like, what was coming up for you, what's been happening, and you explore why they're unable to have their own back. This is the juice. This is the work. So we set this goal, right? We use a tool to then showcase what's actually going on. Because let's be honest, we're humans and we're all going to mess up at times. Gina says meditation and gratitude journaling. Yes, I love it, Gina. Okay, what other tools do you already have in your toolbox that maybe you aren't present to right now? I wanted to point out a tool that some of you may already have, some of you may not, and it's breathing. Very intentional breath work. In yoga, we call it pranayama. And one of the styles of breath work that I teach my clients is 4-part breath. And 4-part breath can work in 2 different ways. So it can work to increase energy, but it can also work to calm. So if your client is feeling down, tired, very energetically depleted, we then increase the length of the inhale so it is longer than the exhale and the pause. So first off, 4-part breathing has 4 parts. It's the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. The inhale and the first pause are part technically together, and then the exhale and the second pause are technically together. Now, if your client is feeling super anxious, their nervous system is on overdrive, and they're having a hard time to settle, then I highly encourage my client to extend the exhale and the pause after the exhale. Just using these 2 tools can really make a drastic difference in somebody's life. And so often what happens is you may not even realize things that are helping you, right? Because you might take them for granted. You might not realize that other people don't know them, right? They don't have access to them yet. So there's some room here. I created a reflection page where I want you, after we're done, to sit down and make a list of all of the tools that you already know that you have, that you know would benefit someone's life, that you know that maybe they don't have access to yet. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the second part, which is the coaching session framework. A lot of people will come to me and they want to get started, but they really just don't even have a clue. No judgment. I didn't. I had to fumble a lot in how the coaching session should run. Now, there is no right or wrong way, my friends. I want to tell you that. This framework that I've created just has worked really well for my clients. It has really helped them get really transformational results. And so that's why I wanted to share it with you. So if you turn to the coaching session framework, you'll see at the very top is celebrations. I always start my coaching sessions with celebrations because most of us don't spend enough time celebrating ourselves, especially I know women, although men too, because I do have some male people, some male clients. So right now, I want you to acknowledge yourself. I want you to celebrate yourself because people, let's be real, it's the best feeling ever. So what can you celebrate today? What can you celebrate right now? Maybe it's that you showed up for this class. It doesn't always have to be these big, outrageous things. That's what our brain thinks. Maybe that you got on your yoga mat this morning, or you took a few minutes to meditate. Maybe your celebration is that you just got out of bed today. But I want to hear from you. What is something that you could celebrate right now about yourself? Okay, it's got to reflect back to you. So that's what we do first in my coaching sessions. And then we move on to identifying what's happening for the problem. What's happening for this person, it generally is often a problem, but not always. That's what I want you to know, that coaching isn't always just about problems. Often it's things are going well, and how are we going to magnify it? Okay. So we identify the circumstance. Once we identify the circumstance, we move into holding space. We move through holding split space to the exploration phase. From the exploration phase, we reflect, clarify. That's when we might implement a tool. Okay. What I want you to know that all of these phases, celebrations, identifying the circumstance, holding the space, the exploration, all of that inside the certification, I go way into detail on how you do that. Okay. I'm sure you can imagine some of it already. And then, of course, we go through the tool, right? So let's just say that your person comes to you with a problem, that they're feeling maybe anxious, okay? And so what you do is you're going to allow them to talk about what's happening. Then, as they talk, you hold that space. We explore, we reflect. That's when you might have a tool that might help them. Then we create a plan, maybe give them some work to work on between now and the next session. Okay. This is the process of just your coaching session that you might be taking someone through on a week-to-week basis, not the consult, very different, not the re-up. Okay. So here's the third part, which I know is why some of you came, but that's all good. Creating a consistent stream of clients. That's what you want. That's what we all want, right? So it requires two things, my friends. That's it. Two. It's unwavering belief in yourself, your tools, your skills, and your clients. Okay. So you can't just have unwavering belief in one of these areas. You have to have it in you, which is not your skills. Okay. It has to be in your tools and your skills. And then it has to be in your clients that you believe that they're capable and that they want it and they will pay for it. The other thing you need is a solution to your client's problem. This is what I see so often going sour in people's marketing is they are not providing people with a clear solution. They're not showing them that they have that. It's that simple, guys. You have to have belief that is unwavering, and you have to have a solution to people's problem. Okay, so I want you to check in right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in yourself? And then on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in your tools? The last one. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you believe about people wanting your help? Do you believe that they're out there? Do you believe that you can create results, help them create the results they want? Go ahead and rate yourself because it's going to give you a lot of clarity in where you are at. Now, in terms of attracting those ideal clients, step 1 is who is your ideal client? You need to know this. And I can tell you for most of us, your ideal client is a version of you. Step 2, what is his or her problem? You want to know that problem. And you want to know all of the steps that are going to get them to the result they want. So you're going to have to reverse engineer. You have to create a process that you take them through. Now, of course, that means that you have to have skills and tools that you feel so certain in that will help them. And then step 3, what is your solution? What is that process? So I want you to take the time and answer all of this, fill it all out, and do the work, right? Because the work starts with each of us. Now, I want to introduce you to a few people that have gone through the certification and what life looks like now for them. So I want you to first meet Diana. When we first met, she knew she wanted a business of her own. She had been a stay-at-home mom with her kids. She had 3 young kids. They're still pretty young. And I think her youngest, when she did this program a year ago, was starting maybe kindergarten or first grade. And she wanted to be able to have a career, a job, right? She wanted to be able to make money, but she also wanted to be able to get her kids off the bus and wanted to have plenty of time to play with them and do the mom thing. So maybe like you, she had a background in wellness. She also had recently got certified in yoga when we met, but she knew she had skills and tools, but she also wasn't really super confident in them and her ability to deliver them. Through the program, what happened is she developed that unwavering belief. And now she has a 5-figure coaching business working part-time. And she loves what she's created. She's helping moms. She's helping moms shift out of a place of feeling stuck in a career or in their life and learning how to really love and take care of themselves. This is what you could be doing too. Okay. I want you to meet Mara. So when I met Mara, she was working as a consultant and teaching yoga part-time. She was teaching yoga just a few days a week and she absolutely loved it. But she had this innate craving that she really wanted to be able to help people on an even more intimate level. She had gone through her own really big personal transformation, and she knew in her heart of hearts, she was like a number 3, that she could help people, but she needed some help honing those skills, mastering them, and really organizing them so she'd be able to make sure, can't say make sure, but she could feel really confident that her clients were going to get similar results like she got. So what happened for Mara as she went through the program is she grew her belief in herself. She really grew her belief in her tools and her skills. And what she now has is a coaching business full of clients she loves. She's helping her ideal client find her way, reconnect back to herself so she can land the love of her life. And she's still able to teach those yoga classes and run her consulting business. So she has a really, really fulfilling life. So I want you to just imagine, just like Diana, just like Mara, you can wake up doing your own meditation every day, your own yoga practice, right? Having plenty of time, right? That's not going to be a problem anymore. And then maybe after you finish your non-negotiables, you have 3 or 4 clients you work with. You don't have these big open gaps in your schedule anymore. In the afternoon, maybe like me, you take your dog for a nice stroll, for a walk. And if you're a mom, maybe you're a mom, you have time to get those kids off the bus, take them to their activities, make dinner, and you're not feeling exhausted, energy depleted, or burnt out in any way. At the same time, you're creating consistent 5-figure months. This is what's possible. I want you to close your eyes and just imagine that for a moment. Tell me, how would that feel for you? I know for me, it is amazing. It feels so nourishing. It feels so delicious. I want you to know, yes, Gina, amazing. Yes, Clarissa. So I can help you. I can help you get there in 12 short weeks, okay? And I know, 100% know you can be there too. You can do this, because how do I know that this can be you? Is because you've already taken what? Almost 45 minutes out of your day. You're still here. You're listening. You've taken your time and energy and you invested in yourself today. And that is the first step. So now I want to invite you to shift into the next level of growth for you in your business and what it could really be, what it could look like. So let me just share with you a little bit about how you can get more support, right? That was just the tip of the iceberg, right? There are like, I think 12 tools that I introduced to you in the program and that we go dive deep into. And like I said, we go into the body, how to access the body and help people through the body. Then we go into the mind, the thought work, and then the energy work, how you manifest things in your life. You apply these tools to yourself, and then we apply them to your peers. You get in-time feedback, right? And then you go out and apply them to real people and you get feedback from that too. We meet once a week in a very intimate container. You will never have more than 10 people in a cohort, because I believe it's really important that you have plenty of time to learn and practice your skills. That is where the mastery comes from. It's getting that live feedback. You have access to short videos. These videos are going to teach you the tools and techniques so you can be a confident coach and a confident business owner, because it takes both, my friends. You're going to get unlimited support in our private Facebook group. So the private Facebook group allows you to ask tons of questions where I constantly am in, or my team is able to help support you and make sure that every step of the way you feel like you're getting everything you possibly need. It also gives you access when you sign up to a one-on-one session with me, so we can hone in on your goals and make sure that you get everything you need. Now, if you decide you want to go the VIP route, there is a VIP route, whatever. And in the VIP route, you get private one-on-one sessions every month. You also get a done for you landing page by my designer. This is very enticing, I know, to a lot of people, especially if web design ain't your thing. I know it wasn't mine. After she redid my site, after a couple of years of having just one that I created myself, boom, my business, I have to say, it totally helped it. So that comes with the VIP package. And I understand right now you might be like, yes, this all sounds amazing, Rachel. I would love to do it, but I really don't think I can invest in another certification. I hear you, because I had similar thoughts when I invested in my first coaching certification. Actually, I've done more than one. So when I invested, every single time I've had these thoughts. And you might be thinking, I can just do this on my own. And I want you to know you can. The coaching industry is not regulated, my friends. You don't have to have a certification. So the good news is, because it's unregulated, the bar is very low. Anyone can enter. But the bad news is you have to be really fucking good, pardon my French, to be successful. And I'm just going to be real and honest. And if you want to be really fucking good and you want to make sure your clients are always getting results, then I really suggest you get the support. I know for me, that's what made the world of difference in my coaching business. I'm going to be honest. When I first started coaching, I didn't have a certification and I did land clients. But after I completed certification, my business went from making 2K months to 10K months to 20K months. Okay. So as humans, we are meant to do things with support. This is how we've evolved to who we are today, right? Think about it. When we lived in caves, some people went out and went and got berries when they were women, right? Some maybe watched the babies, and the men went out and killed the animals, whatever. Ooh, I don't even want to talk about that because I don't like to think about it. But right, we all had to work together in order to evolve and thrive. So I want you to remember, getting support cuts your timeline in half. You're going to get hours back in your day, and you're going to double and even triple your income. So if all of this sounds absolutely amazing to you and you're interested in joining the next cohort of the Live Your Dharma certification, we start, I think it's January 17th, the week of January 17th. How do you get in? The next step would be you're going to fill out the application. I'll drop it in the comments. And then after you fill the application out, it's going to direct you to a link. And that link is going to send you to my Calendly link. And that link, you're going to book a call. And on that call, we're going to talk. We're going to talk and we're going to just chat. I'm going to learn more about you. You'll learn more about me. We'll decide if this is a good fit. Okay. If you're like, no, Rachel, I'm 100% in, I want to do this, then it'll be a super quick call. Okay. And from that, if you're like 100% a yes, then I will celebrate you for joining. I will add you to our Facebook group and we will get you started. You will join the live calls starting in January. And as I stop dropping the videos, you will get them. Okay. That's it. It's that simple. But I just want each and every one of you to know that I see what's possible for you. I really do. And I want you to know that doing this work has changed my life in such an incredible way. And the most joy I could ever experience, of course, next to having my babies, but really seeing my clients make those shifts and those transitions has been so awe-inspiring. And I'm not sure if there's anything better that a human can experience other than maybe having children. Okay, my friends, fill out your playbook. You'll get the replay very shortly. You can rewatch this if you need to and go to work and create that business. Create that coaching business that you're absolutely going to love, no doubt in my mind. And if you want that extra support, apply for the certification. Have a wonderful Thursday, everyone. Namaste. Ready to create a soul-aligned business that makes an impact and leaves you feeling nourished, both emotionally and financially. Done feeling burnt out and overextended, trying to juggle that 9-to-5 job, a family, a side hustle, which is really what you are meant to be doing, but just haven't figured out yet how to make it happen so you can maintain your current lifestyle? I get it. I was exactly in your shoes not that long ago, teaching 20 yoga classes a week, juggling being a single mom, and making enough money to support our lifestyle. It wasn't easy. Then I discovered the work I had been doing with my students in yoga teacher training had another name. It's called coaching. It was applying yoga tools, modalities, philosophies, and principles off the mat. I began to offer this to my students, and they loved it. And I was able to make the amount of money to support my family. Over the last 2 decades, I have been helping people transform their lives through therapy, yoga, and coaching. I'm so excited to have coupled all my knowledge into one place so others can pass it on, so more people can benefit from these amazing tools. It all happens inside the Live Your Dharma coaching certification. You will learn how to teach yoga off the mat, not the postures, people. Help people transform their lives, and guess what? Yours too. And you will also build the foundation for a 6-figure business. Because let's be real, you do need to make money to live in this world. The doors are open. I take 10 people. So save your spot. Go to https://bit.ly, bit.ly/LYDCC. And if you didn't get that, don't worry, it's in the show notes. See you next week for another amazing episode.